You know what fiera means in Spanish, don't you?
I don't. That's why I'm
Okay,
asking. I should know.
fiera means a lion is a fiera. It means not a beast, but a fierce beast. Okay? So that's what fiera means. So you could say it's a fiercely beastly cigar.
So I noticed that what I'm getting out of this cigar, it's very, I guess for a lesser better term, it's very Cuban-esque.
Yes.
Which is your background.
Yes.
And a key thing I find with certain cigars is you don't sacrifice the strength, but there's definitely a lot of emphasis on flavor.
Well, that
aroma.
Okay. I have smoked a lot of brands out there, and what I see is either too much of this or too much of that, and nothing right smack in the middle to put those two together. If you do a blind taste test, which I heard you're soon going to do one, when you do a blind taste test, and people that say they like their cigars strong, when they do a blind taste test and you take the label off, 9 out of 10, they will pick a cigar similar in taste to the Corojo, to the Ruby, to the Maduro. Why? Because they'll realize that what they're lacking in the strength, they get in this one, which is some strength and a lot of taste. So that, you take the label off and you don't know what it is, you'll usually end up liking what we all mature to like, which is a medium.
Right. Now, talk a little bit about the Ruby. What's the Ruby about?
The Ruby is probably a cigar that anybody and everybody will like. There's not one person that won't like it. I've never heard that. Everybody that tastes it, they tell me, but I'm a full flavored smoker. How come I like the Ruby? I go, because the Ruby is pretty unique in taste, and which is something that I strive for in all my blends. Uniqueness. And I've seen a couple of friends of mine that tried to copy some of the things, and they haven't been able to, and I'm so happy.
How did you come up with these blends?
Well, they were things that I wanted, and things that I wanted people to enjoy, like the Royal and the Gold, Connecticut wrappers. In my day, or my father's day, I should say, because I'm still in my day. In my day,
that's right.
Well, when I was younger, the emphasis was on Connecticut's. But then the boom came and the Connecticut's were all bland. And that's why Tropical Tobacco was able to maintain their sales, because we had Connecticut's with flavor and they didn't lose the flavor, which was, my dad was very particular when it came to those things. So I wanted to reintroduce, the only thing that Connecticut does is it's a bland wrapper. So when you have a really good blend in there, it really tastes really awesome. Now the Maduro has a double Maduro, by the way. The binder in this one is Maduro, the wrapper is Maduro. The Royal, the binder is Maduro, and the wrapper is Connecticut.
We're going to talk a little bit more, and then we're going to do another part. We're going to have another guest, Kevin Senior, and I have another surprise guest today. Coming in from another company later today, so we're really lucky to have a couple different people here. I'm going to bring Kevin Senior later on to talk about his experiences and how he met Maria. I just have a couple of questions. It seems like you're a lot more happy now doing your own thing.
No, that's not true. I was happy with Camacho. We had a lot of fun there.
No, I mean, it seems like you see more of you're a free spirit. It seems like you're enjoying your freedom.
I enjoy what I do no matter where I am. And that is the honest to goodness truth. Because my father, when I started in this industry, I was in my early 30s, I was thin and gorgeous, contrary to now. and I, smoked cigarettes. I really didn't have any background in this, except for how I saw my family, grew up. But the passion that my dad had, he would take me to all the factories, Nicaragua, Dominican, Honduras. I went everywhere, all the fields, everywhere. He would explain, he would take a leaf he would, the wrapper, he would put it on a cigar and he would show me if the wrapper was ready, and how well it was going to burn, and if it was going to burn good at all. He would show me all these things. I was wondering, gee, am I learning a lot of stuff? I wonder what I'm going to do with all this information. That's exactly where my thoughts at that time. I wasn't ever planning on being president of Tropical, nothing. You know, I was Daddy's little girl. I thought I was just hanging around with my father. But it seems as if the man had a lot of lessons to teach me in more than one way, and a lot of love, and he was very generous with his knowledge. Like, one person got one thing, but I was with him through it all, so I got the whole gamut. So when I worked with Camacho, I didn't necessarily have to know anything, but I did, and I learned even more there. Except I didn't give a lot of opinions unless I really didn't like something, then I was
Right.
But they were very, it was very freeing to know that not all of it was on me. So that's why I say that it is wonderful to have your own company, but it was also good to have a team like we had. We have the best team in the country. And I'd like to do that here with Pedro Martin Cigars. I'd like a team, and I'm going to get a team. I'm going to work on a team, and a good team, and that's exactly what every cigar company has to have, teamwork. And I think in every company and everything. And part of the teamwork is coming to different cigar stores and not being in all cigar stores, and having the owners of cigar stores be your teammates. Because we're in this together. It's not a me, Maria Martin or Pedro Martin Cigars. It's an us. You know, and also, we can also work as teams within the industry, the manufacturers. Like, I call other manufacturers, and they call me, they'll ask me questions, I'll ask them questions. You know, we can share, we're all in this together. If we get behind each other and help each other, then, and be part of the CRA, and be, you know, the tax laws, if we do work all this together, we can get somewhere. And those are my plans.
Absolutely. I want to say one more thing. I read, like I said, I read the article on Cigar Press, which was fantastic, and I thought it was really cool because I think it was called "Women of the Leaf," which is really cool. So you know, you're a pioneer in an industry that's dominated by men.
All my life.
But there are a lot of women smokers too. There are a lot of women smokers.
There's more now than ever.
Yeah.
I think that in pushing for the International Women's Cigar Society, I think we opened up a can of worms, and I don't think a lot of manufacturers were really wild about that can of worms. But as you notice, there's not a lot of women in control, in higher, I hope that all changes. And because I love working with the men, and I prefer to work with men, because women can get very testy, and that doesn't work for me. You know, that doesn't work in a job situation. So, but I hope that more women become leaders, become owners. It's be interesting.
Well, Maria, I just want to thank you again for part one. We're going to have another part in a little while. I want to thank you for coming down today and sharing some of that awesome. I love stories. I'm all about stories, Sue. And she's got a lot of stories, so we're going to definitely hit her up later and do another recap on some more stories. This is Dave signing off. Dave, shop.
Bye. Thank you.